Everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 62 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of Minecraft 1.21. Today's plan, I'm going to temporarily implement the etching tank so that I can get these empty PCBs that I made between episodes all upgraded. So I've got a dozen of them. Last episode we wrapped up with, using this thing to make these. Now I can use the etching tank to make this cook. Now, etching tanks have a thing where, it takes time for it to run. You can apply heat here, but if you do so, it's going to use up the acid. If you don't apply heat, it's all good. So it doesn't use it up. So what I'm going to do is make this, convert these 12, and then we'll be starting to set up our assembly line. So that'll be a fun setup for us in a few minutes here. So let's get cooking first with the etching acid bucket. So I'm going to need 2 gunpowder, a bucket of plastic, 2 flesh, 2 spider eyes, right? So gunpowder, flesh, eye, and a bucket of plastic, which, conveniently, I can make because of my previous setup. In fairness, I could have easily walked over there and clicked on the thing, but still, it's cool. It's cool. Now might not be a bad time to add some speed upgrades here. That'll make this thing, open and close faster. So see how much faster, the doors are opening and closing because of that? Worth. Right? And this guy will take a few seconds, but it's all good. So, we've now got our etching acid bucket, which is cool. Put it on there, put these 12 in here, and this won't take too long. Especially because I can speed it up. Even more. Nice. How cool is that? Alright, so now that we've got these guys all completed, our next task is to automate the components we're going to need to make this better. So, right now, we've got PCB. We know how to make this piece, right? The next thing we need to know is how to make this piece. And then we're going to need to know how to make these guys. And these dudes. So that should be relatively easy. Okay. You're going to go here, and then up top, we've got, this guy can make these. Cool. So now I should be able to request 12 finished PCBs, no problem. Aha! That's funny, actually. Not a problem, though. We can easily get back there. Awesome. So everything's working the way it should, right? Items are in there, it's crafting, making plastics, doing its stuff. We'll probably just come back here in a minute when everything's done. Alright, PCBs complete. Awesome. Alright, so next, and probably one of the final machines that we will need here, is the assembly line. So we're going to need to make a bunch of stuff for this. I think the main thing we're going to need that we currently don't have on the recipe is pneumatic craft. Or pneumatic cylinders, for that matter. I think that's the only thing. But let's see how right I am about that. So I believe I need to teach you how to make these guys, which means you need to know how to make these guys. Okay. So now I know we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cylinders. Which, again, should not be terribly hard to make. Although we will need a lot of plastic for that. So again, we'll come back when crafting complete. Why did you... Interesting. I must have... Did I do something weird there? Just it. That's cool. Yes, that works. Good. Okay. Maybe my shift wasn't all the way down when I clicked. Okay, so back in a minute when all this crafting is complete. Well, actually, no, wait. Never mind. Crafting is complete. We're done already. Things are great. Cool. So let's get some ingots. Compressed ingots, please. I'm going to make 30. Just make a whole bunch all at once. Okay, so controller is going to be the brains of this operation. Okay, then we're going to need a drill for some crafts. We're going to need an import unit. We're going to need an wait, that was export. Now we need an import unit. Okay, and then we need a laser, which needs some red glass, something that I always have on hand. Of course not. And the platform. Did I miss count? Maybe not. Maybe it's just that thing being silliness. Alright, so now you're going to go, I think, here is where I want this assembly line. So I kind of want it, like, right on this thing. And the way I usually set this up, so we're going to need an import chest, and we're going to need an export, which will probably be the ME interface. Okay, we're going to use an ME interface as an exporter. Okay, so the way this works is we're going to have an assembly platform kind of in the middle usually, and I like to have this guy here and this guy here. So we'll have import be here, export can be here. Do I want to move this all back one just because? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put you like this. We'll have import from the chest, assembly platform, export to the interface, and then we can have the laser and the drill, and that should be cool. Now all this guy needs is pressure between 4 and 5 bar, and a program, which is going to be important. Laser from pneumatic craft. So there's 3 programs you can get. You can get laser, you can get drill, and you can get drill and laser. So for that, it's going to be 4. So I need to get 14 emeralds. Do I even have? I've got 10. Does that count? No. I'm going to need some emerald ore so I can dupe it with a thing. So how about step 1? Pressure tubes. You're going to want to come probably down this way. I'm going to run this. I did forget that I shouldn't place that first, but that's okay. Everything will be fine. It'll repressurize. It'll be alright. Crises averted. Okay. And then this guy will build up some pressure. So give me a minute to think about how I'm going to do emeralds. Emeralds spawn in what kind of biome again? It's like the mountainy type. So I'm gonna look around here, see if there's any of those, and then I'm gonna try to use my pick to find some emerald ore, and then we can use that to dupe. If that doesn't work, I'll do some villagery stuff. That'll do. But let me look around and see if I can't find anything. These guys count, right? Yes, they do, because I just found emerald. Nice. Okay, so let's dig our way down there. And then I want to silk touch that. Okay. And then I'm going to go look for more. 1 is enough because I can like dupe the 1 and then like make more. But if I got just a few more, that would probably like make life easier. So that's what I'm going to do. And then, yeah. So I'm going to grab a few of these emerald ores and then be back. All right, so now let's go home. Okay. And that, and you can go away. I think most of this stuff I actually want to keep in my inventory for the minute because I am really working on a lot of it. But I'll put you away, and you, and you, and you, and you, and probably you. Probably you guys can go away for the time being. Don't need my Amazon tablet on me. I could add you in here as as like one of these dudes. My backpack really does fill up and become more about having like all these tools than anything else. All right, so now over here, remind me what's rendered. Oops, that was the wrong button to click. So anyway, it doesn't matter because it was one of these guys. So we'll do this, and then we will snapshot area, right? And that is cool. So I do this, and then we click that, and then we do this. And now we can do this again. And this time we snapshot area again. Break it all. Store it. Break it all. That'll get me to 24, which is like almost the 25 that I need to fill this area. So I'm just going to do it one more time. Break it again. I'm going to place one here so that I can use it in the future if I need. Okay. Snapshot again. We are going to need a little bit more time fluid, which is a fact. Although I do have some in... I don't have access to my AE system here, but I do have... You're full of time fluid, so I'll use this time fluid. Cool. That is a lot of breaking. But we're almost there, right? So now I can... Oh, you picked up the time fluid. Yes, no, go in, please. 25 gets stored in there. We restore this dude. You're fine. Instant break, ore miner. I don't need drops teleporter because I want to see how much I get. Oh, that's cool. That's probably more emeralds than I will need. So we're good? I'm going to say we're good. All right, so now that we've got plenty of emeralds, we should be good to purchase this from the Amazon. So let's get the Amazon, and we will say... I put this randomly up here. Probably not the actual best place to do it, but that's okay. So program assembly drill plus laser. That's what I want. Place order, please. Hello, little drone. Thanks, little buddy. I like the Amazon. Mostly because it's a drone, and like drones are cool, and also there's like a whole thing in this mod that like lets you have customizable and programmable drones that do like millions of things, whatever you want them to do, which we'll definitely be playing with because that's fun. Okay, so now we're in a pretty good place. Oops, I didn't really mean to do that. That was supposed to be like a single break. I always forget that. That's okay. It's not a big deal. I can like building gadget my way into fixing that, right? Probably. I almost like want to add, so let's do a horizontal wall. Should get me good. Fixed. Okay, so I almost want to add like an undo, but like it's really a user error problem. Like, you know, but that's me. Okay, so you over here, you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna do that, and then you'll probably also want to do that. Okay. So basically the way this works is as long as he has enough pressure, okay, we put item in here and we get item out and it'll get inserted to here. Ready? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an unfinished empty PCB. Okay. And if we put that in the machine line, it should give me an unassembled PCB. Okay, and once we validate that this works manually, I will set up the pattern provider recipe and all that stuff. We're going to need some cabling and whatnot, but it shouldn't be a problem. Cool. So we got 3 of these, so I'm going to put them in here. And what should happen is he should recognize this, right? Because you're the import unit and you're the export unit, and that should be all kinds of cool. Is there anything else I need to... What am I missing? This should be working. He's on standby. Insert. Oh, right, I didn't put the this thing in here. Yeah, now he's running. Cool. Now he's a little slow at first, but I'll throw some speed upgrades in there in a sec, okay? All right, I'm going to throw some speed upgrades in there now, okay? And then the laser runs. Technically, you only need the laser for this recipe. You know, so it'll tell you on the JEI tooltip which program you need. But I did assembly laser plus drill, so I'd be able to make them all, because we're going to want that anyway, right? And then it does that as the output. Perfect? Cool. And now he'll go grab the next one. Okay? So easy peasy now. We just come over here, and we say that you make that. And that's it. Okay? And that goes in this pattern provider here. And then how are we for channels? We are at 5. So we're getting to the point where we're going to need a few more, but I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Cool. Great. So now these guys are going in here, right? So now what I can say from start to finish, I can make with nothing. I'll just do this. I'll say I want 6 finished PCBs. So we've already got 3 unassembled. We're going to make 3 more with this automation we just created, and then we'll use the existing 3 we have already, right? So now everything's running. Everybody's cool. How neat is that? That's why I like this mod, because there's a lot of different things to automate. Like, I enjoy automation challenges, so yeah. And it's running, so that's cool. All right, so the next thing I want to make is the Flux compressor. This guy's cool. It converts forge energy into compressed air. So by default, it has like pretty low efficiency, but let's be honest, forge energy is basically free. So yeah, speed upgrades will also reduce this. And it also generates heat, which must be dissipated to avoid further efficiency loss. So this is cool because it gets us away from having to worry so much about our coal thing, though this isn't terrible, right? So may wind up keeping this, but I still want to create it. Just because the other benefit of this is he's an advanced compressor and he can get up to 20 bars of pressure. And there's also advanced pressure tubes which can support 20 bars of pressure. Now, I feel like the current system that we have over here is kind of sufficient in terms of its pressure and all that stuff. So maybe that, like, we don't need this currently, but I also feel like having the Flux compressor as an option is a good one. And whether or not we want a separate pressure line to support all this or not, I haven't quite decided, but we could see. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's go home and program a few things, because there's some stuff that we're going to need to make that we do not currently have. So if I want to make a Flux compressor, we are currently missing the gears, the blast furnace, and the advanced pressure tube. That was redstone? Oh my goodness. Redstone's doing the same thing glowstone's doing, isn't it? Yep. So gear and advanced furnace. And do you know how to make smooth stone? I'm assuming you don't, so I'm going to teach you that. And I'm going to teach you advanced pressure tubes are made with a block of compressed iron. And then we should also teach it how to make a block of compressed iron. Deal? Cool. So you're going to go here. And you're going to go into the netherite furnace. And that should be cool now. Now, should we resolve our redstone glowstone silliness? I feel like the answer is yes, because I'm thinking all my glowstone and redstone is like over here, because it's pretty much all coming from witches. Like, ironically enough, but like, I'm probably out of redstone and glowstone in the main AE system, because it's all coming from here. So what I could do, there's two things. So here's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say I think the simplest solution here is to add a simple compacting drawer out here and make this where all my redstone and glowstone goes. There's like other ways I could solve this for sure, but this one just feels like the one to go with. So lock these two, and then I'm going to need all this glowstone. Cool. Shouldn't take too long to transfer the glowstone. Redstone, on the other hand, might be a hot minute. Okay, and then I can do that, and I might even put this in here. Nope, that. Just to have something to lock it on. And then we'll do the same thing for redstone. And this one I'll probably wind up transferring mostly off camera. And then what we want to do is make sure that you are connecting to these guys. And now I should be seeing blocks of redstone and glowstone in the thing, and that's cool. And then I'm just going to spend a minute off camera moving this all. Oh yeah, so FYI, that's the limit. So let's get a nice upgrade for that guy too then. I'm thinking this and this. That's pretty nice. Oh, and you're gonna need Boyd upgrades for both of you. Don't forget those. It's ironic that my glowstone and redstone automation basically came from witches by accident. Like I didn't go out of my way to create automation for redstone and glowstone. It just so happened that I'm getting so much from our witch farm and from our that like it works out that way. It's kind of funny to me. Cool, cool, and locked. And you know, I should really put something in there that's not going to go into the AE system. So in fact, instead of that, I'm going to have that. And locked, and now we're cool, right? Cool. That's probably better, I think. Okay, so now that we've solved that crisis, I can go back to making my Flux dude. So this should be autocraftable at this point. And you should have something happening in a cool way. I'm assuming that thing's in there. Oh, I put the wrong thing in the wrong pattern somewhere. Where did I go wrong? Yeah, you don't go in there, you go in there. You're probably sitting here. We need to cancel that and try that again. Hooray! Is work. That's the drill. It has to drill the thing. Oh, did you do that thing? Don't do that thing. Do you have a conflicting recipe here? You may, and if that's the case, I have a solution. Oh yeah. So this is funny. So this guy goes into 20 pressure chamber valves or here. So alternatively, I can take 20 pressure chamber valves and make them into 8 pressure chamber tubes, right? So what I should do is change this recipe to be this one, and this can be this one. So it just like kind of adds an extra step, but it's not the end of the world. So let's, how do I have 8 of those? I don't even know. Okay, now I'm confused. So you're taking out the 20 pressure chamber valves and putting them in there. And then that will convert them into the right thing. Cool. Sweet. Okay. So now we have a flux compressor. Now I haven't entirely decided what I'm going to do with this, because there's a couple ways I could handle this, right? One, we can keep everything the way it is, because we're not actually having a problem with all this. Are you really set to... That's just a client sync problem that it was saying always up there. Okay, good. So we're not really having a problem with our pressure at the moment. So there's no real need to have a lot of flux compressors going on, but there will come a point where I'm going to want to have flux compressors, and that's when I'm playing with the drones, which will probably come at some point in the future. I don't know if I'm going to take a pause from Pneumaticraft for now. I might, just to kind of see, like I worry sometimes I spend too many episodes in a row on the same mod and people get bored of that. But also on the other hand, like I'll spend a bunch of time on a mod and then I say I'm gonna go back to it and then I don't. So like it's hard being a YouTuber. What can I tell you? But yeah, long story short, I've got this nice flux compressor now. It can run easily on FE, making it very easy. I can just slap a thing on it, like a power remote dude. Yeah, and we're good, right? So that's cool. Is there anything else in particular I would like to get out of here at this point? I don't think so, though I might, for fun, want to just make the pneumatic armor set, because that's a cool dude, right? I'm not saying that I will always wear it, but I think it would be neat to make, just because they're really cool. Pneumatic armor is very, very nifty. Okay, is there anything else I'd like to automate at this point with Pneumaticraft, or am I kind of cool? So other things you can do with it, there's definitely the whole drones thing, which I said we're gonna get into. Um, there's a bunch of different kinds of compressors. There's a universal sensor, but I think Just Dire Things has a good replacement for that. There is mob spawners that we could do. But I've pretty much got that covered already too, for the most part. So I'm thinking what else I might want to make from Pneumaticraft. I think I really just want to play with the drones because they're kind of like my favorite toy. I just have to figure out what I'm going to automate with the drones because, yeah, that's going to be the challenge. But drones are really cool and they're neat and I like them. So I'm going to say, wrapping up point now, let's come back next episode, maybe play with drones, maybe play with some other cool toys that Pneumaticraft gets us access to. If for nothing else, I just enjoyed this automation chain and all like the stuff that you have to come up with ways to automate, because there's a lot here, and it was fun to build. So, at the end of the day, that's what I enjoy. But I think playing with drones is going to be pretty cool, because I know there's definitely a subset of people that are like, why did you build all this? A, it was fun, and B, there's cool toys to be had. Definitely the Pneumaticraft suit, which I think I will definitely be making. And then also, like I said, the drones. So for now, wrapping up point. We'll come back next time, check out some other cool, fun stuff from Pneumaticraft. For now, you know the deal. Let's remove all this to-do, because I don't think we need any of this no more. This is all my to-do stuff. You know the deal. Take it easy.